A very good morning to all. As we have already started with the chapter of ratio and proportion, and before this video, I have already given you two videos just to understand the concept of ratio. Okay, so now today we will be starting with our next subheading of ratio, that is comparison of ratio. Here, in comparing of two ratio, we will deal with two cases. First case, we have the consequent as same, and in other case the consequent will be different. For example, if I say a upon b is 1 ratio, or a ratio b is 1 ratio and c ratio b is another ratio. So now see, the consequent is same, that is b. So when we have such type of ratio in which the consequent is same, then simply we need to look at the antecedents. Okay, the antecedent which will be greater, that whole ratio will be greater. Okay, for example, if I say 16 up ratio 5, yeah 15, 16 ratio 15, another one is 21 ratio 15. Now since this is same, therefore we simply need to compare the antecedents. Now in this 21 is greater, therefore the ratio corresponding to this, that is 21 ratio 15, will be greater. Is that clear? Now in comparing ratios with different consequence, now if our ratio is having a different consequence, like first one is 6 ratio 3 and the other one is 2 ratio 4. Now since the consequent is different, now what we are going to take, since the consequent is different, we have to take their LCM, and we know that LCM of 3 and 4 will be 12. Now we have one ratio as 6 ratio 3, ratio can be written as upon, and the other one is 2 ratio 4. Now we have to multiply this LCM with both the ratio here. Is that clear? Now see, 3 4s are 12, 4 3s are 12. Now this will become, first one this will become 24 and this will become 6. Is that clear? Now which one is greater? Obviously 24 is greater, and corresponding to this 24, what was that? 6 ratio 3. Is that clear? So now when consequent was same, we were simply looking at the antecedents, and the ratio with greater antecedents was considered as the greatest ratio. Whereas in the ratio with different consequent, we will take the LCM of the LCM of the two consequents. Okay, then whatever will be the LCM, we will multiply that particular LCM with the two ratios. Okay, and then finally the number which we are getting, we will compare that number and the ratio corresponding to that number. If it is greater, then the ratio will also be greater. Now the next heading is compound ratio. What is compound ratio? Compound ratio is basically a compound, means combination of the different ratio. For example, if we have A ratio B, C ratio D. Okay, so what will be the compound ratio? This is another ratio, this is another ratio. Okay, then what will be the compound ratio? Compound ratio can be obtained. Compound ratio of any number of ratios can be obtained by looking at the antecedents and consequence. Now if I say find the compound ratio of these two ratio, then in order to find the compound ratio, what we will do, we will multiply the antecedent of one ratio with the antecedent of the second ratio, that is A into C. Then we will put ratio sign, then we will multiply the consequent of first ratio to the consequent of second, that is B into D. Is that clear? Whatever we will get, that will be the compound ratio. Similarly, the compound ratio can be obtained with three ratio also. Let one be A ratio B, the other be C ratio D, and the other be E ratio F. Now what will be the compound ratio of these three ratios? That is A into C into E. Okay, all the antecedents upon or ratio B into D into F. All the consequence. Is that clear? So this is how we obtain compound ratio. For example, if I say let one ratio be 2:3, other be 4:5, and the other be 1:2, what will be the compound ratio of these three ratios? So we will multiply all the antecedents, that is 2, 4 and 1, then ratio, then multiply all the consequence 3, 5 and 2. This will be 4 2s are 8, and this will be 5 2s are 10 and 3 30. So 8:30 will be the compound ratio of the given ratios. Now the last topic is continued ratio. Continued ratio means any ratio which is given in such a form that the middle term is common. For example, if it is A:B and the second is B:C, that means the consequent of the first ratio become the antecedent of the second ratio. This was the first ratio, this was the consequent, and now this is only the antecedent of the second ratio. Okay, so now if the situation is like this, when the consequent of the first ratio become the antecedent of the second ratio, then we can say that B is common, and this ratio is said to be known as continued ratio. So there can be two cases, either the value of B will be same or it will be different. Okay, now in this case, now see, this is A:B which is given as 2:3. Now on the other hand, B:C, this B:C is given as 2:5. Now what we did is, we have written A, B, C. A value was 2, B was 3. Now again B, for the other ratio, B has changed to 2 and C has to 5. So now there is one rule that we will study later in this video only. Now this is the another example in which the middle term is same. The first ratio A:B is 3:1. The other B:C is 1:2. So now 1 is common. So now how we are going to calculate the continued ratio? A can be written as like this, A. This 1 is as 1 because it is common, and this 2 as simply as 2, because what we had is A:B, that is 3:1. Now B:C, that is 1:2. Now what you are asked to calculate? A:B:C. So now A is as it is 3, B is, because since this is common to both the ratio, we write it as 1 time, and C is as 2. Therefore A:B:C is 3:1:2. Is that clear? Similarly, now see again here, A:B is 4:6 and B:C is 6:15. That means B is again same here. Therefore A:B:C can be written as A as 4, B since it is common so as 6, and C is 15. Is that clear? Now the last, if it is different. For example, for the first ratio, A:B is 2:3, and for the second B:C it is 2:5. Now since the value of B got differ in both the ratios, so how we are going to solve? For calculating A:B:C, since it is continued, so when value of B will be different, we will follow one trick. For this A, what we will multiply? We will multiply this A to this. We will simply write it as, we will multiply the antecedent of first ratio with the antecedent of the second ratio. Is that clear? We will multiply, for calculating the value of A, we will multiply the antecedent of first ratio. ये first ratio था, इसका antecedent 2 हुआ, to the antecedent of the second ratio. Antecedent means the first term. Okay, the first term of the ratio is known as antecedent. So we will multiply the antecedent of first ratio to the antecedent of the second ratio, and we will get A. Okay, 2 2s are 4. Now for b, we will multiply its value. In first ratio b was 3, in second ratio b is 2. We will multiply these two, okay, and we will get 6. For c, we will multiply the consequent of first ratio to the consequent of the second ratio. Is that clear? Now let us come to one numerical. A ratio b is 3 ratio 2, okay. B ratio c is 5 ratio 4. Now here again b value is different, therefore again we will follow the same rule which we have studied just before this page. How we are going to calculate a? A means antecedent of first to the antecedent of second. We will multiply, this will be 15. 3 5s are 15. Now for b, आप b के ही दोनों टर्म को मल्टीप्लाई कर देते हो, दिस विल बी 10. नाउ फॉर c, consequent of first term to the consequent of the second term, that means this is 8. Okay, so 15 ratio 10 ratio 8 is the answer. Hope you understood it well. Kindly go through the PDF I gave you and try to solve the numericals related to it. Thank you.